Alright, welcome back everybody. My name is Adepts, and today we're playing Starcraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today we're playing on Dusk Towers. Always get mixed up between Dusk Towers and Orbital Shipyard. Anyway, we're playing against a Terran player named Cloppy, and we're on Dusk Towers, and we're going to go for a kind of an adept sort of all-in with an immortal defense. It doesn't really have anything to do with what I build, but I end up making an immortal near the end of the game, so I figured I'd just say something. Anyway, I'm just going to go for a kind of a one base opener. Just going to be dropping my pylon down, and going to be going for my gateway at 16, and I'm flooding the minerals a wee bit, but I'm going to drop my gateway and I'm going to go straight down, and right at this moment I decided that I'm just going to go for, I'm just going to stay one base. Drop my second gateway and just keep making probes. We're going to, like I said, try and go heavy adept to keep him off balance. I'm going to drop both of my assimilators, continuing to make probes, and I'm going to try and scout with this wee guy, see what I can do. So I'm going to have 3 extra probes right about as soon as my first assimilator's up, and I'm just going to pull 3 into there straight away. So first gateway's up, and I will be dropping my cybernetics core here in just a minute, as soon as I've got the minerals. And scouting him, I do see that he's got a couple of barracks being made. I do see that he's got his second building, or his second CC going down, and I do see that he doesn't have any gas. So, Reapers are kind of out of the question. Most everything's out of the question, at least for early aggression. Unless he's going just a lot of Marines, but he doesn't really have. He's going for a second base, so that means he's not really going for a whole lot of aggression really fast. I drop a pylon in his main base, hoping that he wouldn't scout it. It was kind of a long shot, and it was kind of stupid. It was wasted minerals by me. But I am also taking my probe out to build a proxy pylon, and I'm already beginning warp gate. I am bringing out 2 adepts. I'm going to be dropping a 3rd gateway, and I will be dropping my. I'm thinking maybe he's got some racks, because I didn't see his guy leaving, his SCV leaving. So I'm dropping the gateway, dropping another pylon, and I'm dropping a robotics facility. I forgot to cancel that one, and it was, that's a waste of 100 minerals for me. Got my proxy pylon, dropping a proxy gateway, and I'm just going to continue to build adepts. I am also chronoing out my warp gate. At this point, I am also thinking that I kind of do want a second base just to have something to fall back on. So I'm just going to wait till I've got 400. I'm going to drop that. I'm not very good at one base all ends. They just make me nervous. So I never really go. So I get about halfway through it, and then I kind of stop. Also getting my mothership core out now, because I've decided I don't really want to go all out. Making an observer just so I have some better sight. And I'm just gonna, shade in, see what he's got. He's got a couple of Marines, but I'm just gonna let this guy finish going in, just so she can, get some damage done. I am gonna shade almost straight away, try and get a couple of kills here, and try and get her to survive, and shade straight into his other mineral patch, and just causing problems. That's all I'm trying to do, is just cause problems. And I feel like I did pretty well. My warp gate upgrade is finished, so I'm going to be warping in just a crap load more adepts, and I will be trying to fully saturate my second base, very, very slowly. I'm going to drop 3 more gateways. My adept did end up falling in his base, but she did get 5 kills, and sort of disrupted his flow. Do you see that he's got a scouting SCV there? And I'm just going to send an adept down there. I've got her at my opponent's 3rd base, so I can see where he's going, or when he's going to upgrade, or expand, I'm sorry. And his wall off was poorly placed, and I don't think he realized it until, obviously, too late. Um, I was expecting him to attack, but he hasn't noticed. So I'm just gonna keep killing stuff, and I do warp in over, and I get I think 4 or 5 kills on this girl too, and so I start killing and immediately start shading so that she can just keep moving back and forth, but she doesn't end up getting the shade. I do kill his scouting SCV, and I've got uh, 6 gateways, so I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I've got 4 adepts, and I'm ready to warp in another 6 adepts, and I've got my immortal in production. I should have rallied him down, but I didn't. But constant pressure, I think, is throwing my opponent off, at least as far as what he's wanting to do. So he's much more defensive, and he's failing to, his. You can see on the production tab that his starport is fairly late. I think 6 minutes is pretty late for a starport. Anyway, I shade up with my 12 adepts. I decide, you know what? No, we're not going to go just yet. We're going to wait, and I warp in a bunch more adepts. And I could have done this with, say, a warp prism. That would actually have made this far better, because then I could go for a double pronged attack. And I've been playing around with Warp Prism a wee bit the last couple of days. Still not excellent at it. They die when I use them. But I'm just gonna warp it, or shade in all the way in, and he is watching, which is good for him. And I just let these girls finish shading in, and I just start tearing them up. I'm gonna warp in a whole nother round of adepts and a move them straight in. And his Terrans, I was able to attack right before Combat Shield and Stim Pack were done. So my girls they just tear him up, because now I'm in his base and I'm just killing him as they spawn, and there's really nothing you can do. So the early pressure, I think, sort of threw him off, and he just quit right there. Early pressure, I think, threw him off a wee bit, and the Adepts are just such a viable thing to do until they nerf them, I guess. And if you are a Protoss player, use Adepts, because they're not going to be as viable soon, I think, when if they do ever nerf them or anything like that. So I'll have the build order down below. If you like it, click that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ta!